He's Jeff, I'm Kyle, and welcome to Weekly Purchases! Marvel!
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for Weekly Purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old cagey outlaw, Waylon Jennings. It is the Weekly Purchases. It is a huge week this week of Weekly Purchases. A lot of stuff through the door. Got a lot of things to talk about, so stay tuned for that. But of course, we always start off with some housekeeping and a very busy week to talk about for here in housekeeping. But first, let's start it off. Weekly Purchases this week brought to you by Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Yes, you heard that right. 15%. Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Cheaper than retail on a lot of that stuff when you use that discount. Got to get a deal out there. You know how that goes by now, but shout out to Jay's for sponsoring this very video, and you too can sponsor the video if you want. Hit me up, of course. You know how to find me. You know how to find me, but let's kick off a little bit with the Patreon here. Let's get that out of the way. Of course, nearing the end of October's giveaway, we're going to the Universal Monsters on this side. Of course, we got the Mummy, we got Frankenstein. One Patreon member will win these. Check out the Patreon, join up, support the channel. As I said yesterday in the toy news, so many videos over there on Patreon all the time. You get 4 regular on YouTube, of course, but even more on Patreon, plus more stuff, more backstage stuff, things like that. Jeff George, good friend of the channel, staying with me right now. We got a special Q&A that's going to be only on Patreon. Too hot for YouTube, of course. You'll want to check that one out. So look forward to that over on the old Patreon. Shout out to all the Patreon members over there. But speaking of Jeff George, he did fly in from Detroit to Minnesota. We met up Tuesday night for Iron Maiden. Rocked and rolled, strut and strolled our way into there. Got to give a special shout out to Jeff getting us on the guest list for Maiden. Pretty cool experience, as you guys can imagine there, especially being a longtime Iron Maiden fan. Old Chris Jericho was there as well. He flew in for it. A lot of good stuff going on at Maiden. Of course, Paul Di'Anno had died that week. Of course, original Iron Maiden lead singer from the first 2 albums. They paid tribute to him. It was just a great Maiden night in Minnesota. A packed arena, as you guys can imagine, for Iron Maiden. So did that, then ended up going back and sleeping, getting up early. We went to, of course, the Mall of America. So the Mall of America up there in Minnesota, had to check that out. So we'll see some video from that on the channel as well. Just hit a lot of the sights and sound, hit some stores up there in Minnesota, as you can imagine as well. Drove back to my house about 3.5 hours or so. We've been here this week. We went to the pumpkin patch. We took the wife and kids to the pumpkin patch. We're going to a haunted house type thing. We're going to do that, of course, you have to. We came in Wednesday night, and the Black Crowes were in town, so we ended up getting free passes to the Black Crowes. Not a big Black Crowes guy. I know enough of the Black Crowes. I know their hits. That's about it, but just really not really my scene. But a free show is a free show. Jeff, huge fan of the Black Crowes, so it was fun for him to go to that, of course. So we went to the Black Crowes. Saturday morning, there is a toy show, a local toy show here. We're going to hit that. Then we're going to drive about 2.5 hours or something like that to Cedar Rapids, Iowa for AEW Collision Saturday. Of course, I'm filming this video on Friday, as you guys know. Hopefully you watched Collision. Maybe you saw us in the audience. We'll see if that ends up happening. But ended up going to Collision over there. Then another 3.5 hours to outside of Chicago. Sunday, as you're watching this, hopefully, I am currently at the Kane County Toy Show in St. Charles, Illinois. So, supposed to be their biggest show in quite a few years. I think over 1,000 tables at this point. Going to be a big vlog from that as well. So a lot going on this week. A very, very busy week. I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I'm taking tomorrow. If you're watching this on Sunday, I took Monday off as well. Trying to get some PTO in before the year is up. But I'm going to come back to a lot of work, that's for sure. But it is what it is. No rest for the wicked, like a young rock and roll Hall of Famer named Ozzy Osbourne. That's what that one is right there. So a heck of a lot going on this week. A very, very busy week. I am very, very tired, as you can imagine. But a lot of fun with Jeff around here, diving into some figures, doing some videos, doing some concerts, traveling to some toy shows. Just a heck of a lot of stuff going on. So shout out to that. And hopefully everybody has a fun and safe Halloween this week. Still up in the air on my daughters what they're even going to be. They wanted to be some YouTubers. And I'd never heard of these YouTubers. I said, how are you going to go to somebody's door? They're going to look at, they're going to say, you look just like a normal person. What are you supposed to be? I would never want that. You got to be something. You got to do something. So we'll see if we can work that out and figure that out too. So that's my next thing on my agenda here. So there it is. But the next thing in this video's agenda, of course, got to bring out the mail girl. It is time for the question of the week. All right, question of the week time. The mail girl is here. She's ready to go. She's ready to answer all the questions or ask the questions maybe that time. Angie, how are you today?
Good.
Are you tired as I am?
Yes.
It's a very exhausting week. Very exhausting week. So we're very tired. But we're going to power through the old question of the week here. And then, Angie, we're going out to dinner. Where are we going to go? Nice Italian? I don't know what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out. Story at 11. We'll figure it out there. But Angie, you got the question of the week. Let it rip.
All right. Gosh, how do you say that? Tom Dobrowski, 3694. Kyle, if you were to visit Hogan's Hangout for karaoke night, what song would you perform for the immortal one and why?
Oh my gosh. What would you perform for karaoke?
Probably some Journey or something.
Would you be some Hot to Go? Would you do that for everybody?
Don't stop believing.
Okay, she did Don't Stop Believing. Like a young Steve Perry. I of course would go to my go-to. I don't really do karaoke. I'm not a karaoke guy, but I would of course come from the band known as Danzig, One Glenn Danzig, and it would be the song Mother. That is my go-to. Somebody roll the clip.
Say, Mother, Mother, can you keep them in the dark for life? Can you hide them from the wedding world? Oh, Mother! Mother! Gonna take your daughter out tonight. Gonna show her my love. Oh, Mother! Not about to see your light. But if you wanna find hell with me, I can show you what it's like till you're bleeding. Not about to see your light. And if you want to find hell with me, I can.
There it is. Yeah, of course. Danzig. That's what I would go to. So, I don't know. I'm not a karaoke guy, really. And you're not either. You're not a guy, first off, but you're also not a karaoke girl. But I figured you'd do Chappelle Roan. Or Chapel. I always mix it up. Chapel. I figured you'd do the dance. Can you do the dance? Mm-hmm. Let's see it.
No.
Nope, she's not doing it here. She's gonna. Oh, she kind of knows it. Oh, she's hot to go. Look at that. Now do the Macarena.
It's basically the same thing.
Is it?
I was like, this is a Macarena knockoff, and I
Oh my
thought,
gosh. But that's an interesting question. I don't know. Everybody's got their go-to karaoke song. There used to be a karaoke bar that I used to go to sometimes with friends, and there was a lot of old people there, a lot of older chicks there too as well. And there was a guy called the Captain. He had a captain's hat on. He was there every single night, and he would sing, "Lady, you're my knight, I'm your knight in shining
Louis
armor."
Armstrong or whatever?
No, it was Kenny Rogers.
Oh, Kenny Rogers.
He would do that every day. Lady. He would do all of his... He had a white beard like Kenny Rogers, white hair, and he was the captain. Captain's hat. Oh, the captain's up again. And he just lived that karaoke life like he was in a Japan bar or something like that. But, man, he would do
he's
all...
probably dead by now.
Gotta be dead. Gotta be dead. But he would do all the Kenny Rogers songs. It was an absolute amazing one. One of the all-time greats of karaoke, a local legend of the karaoke scene here. That's about it. That's all I got on karaoke. So there it is. That is the question of the week. Angie, anything for you? No? You're good?
Nothing to add.
She's good. Nothing to add this week. It's a short one. It's an interesting one, but it's a short one. There it is, the question of the week. And if you want to be the question of the week, put your question in the comments down below, and you too can be the question of the week. But now it's time for the weekly purchases. All right, time to begin weekly purchases, and oh my gosh, we got a lot of weekly purchases this week. Let's kick it off. Let's start it off. Let's see what's going on. How about we go into the Spider-Verse right here? Spider-Gwen through the door this week right there. A little Peter, a little Parker, ready to go right there. Spider-Punk and a whole new look here. Spider-Punk doing good, looking like a young Lenny Kravitz is what he's looking right there. Miles Morales back again, riding again in style. My kid Spider-Man, as I always say it, always is strange to me. We got another Miles Morales right here. And we're not done. We keep on, the hits keep on coming. We got Pavitar Prabhakar. I'll never be able to remember that name in a million years, but there's old him. And then finally, last but not least, Spider-Man 2099. All the rage in my comic reading days when those 2099 figures came out. A lot of Marvel Legends, Spider-Man through the door this week as well. But we're not done with a few blister card packs like this. I did pick this one up from the Valaverse. Of course, it is the Female Steel Brigade. Of course, profits going to breast cancer awareness, all that fun stuff. So I thought that was the least you could do is pick one of these up to add to the Army Builders, of course. Steel Brigade through the door this week. Brand new Cosmic Legion. Of course, this went up for sale week ago. What is time once again? Check out Jay's Toys and Games. You know you can get this stuff over there and you can save 15%. Cosmic Legion. Heavy Gunner, this one, in a different color pattern for him here this time around. Also grab this one. It is, I've been waiting for a clearance, finally found it on clearance. It is the House of 1,000 Corpses. We'll be unboxing this one, hopefully before Halloween, down to the Halloween gun, of course, here on the channel. Between this channel, Kyle Peterson, and Kyle Peterson 2.0, there's going to be a lot of Halloween unboxings from NECA, things like that, so make sure you're watching both channels if you want some Halloween videos. We're going to do that over the next week or so. Already started, really, this whole month, but we did get those through the door. Not done. How about a little Power Town? I talked about this yesterday in the toy news. Of course, the free figures came. I got Bruiser Brody through the door. I got the Diamond Kerry Von Erich, one former Texas Tornado. And then I got an absolute freebie, Stan the Lariat Hansen. A little bit shocked on this one here. Thankfully, though, with all the Power Town drama, all the death threats I've been getting over the last couple of weeks, I did get a lawyer on retainer. Lawyer to the stars in my new official counsel.
Hi, I'm attorney at Lord Zach Wild, and I'm here to fight for you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Zach Wild. A guy, can he do everything? I guess he can. He can play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He could put out a new Black Label album, Zach Sabbath stuff, play guitar. Now a lawyer. Shout out to old Zach Wild. Not done yet. Got a little Logan and Headpool. Got this one. I still haven't seen this movie. Can you believe it? What is time? Hopefully I find time sooner than later. Also got Colossus from this as well. Love a big metal man. Love a big beefy figure like that. Also picked up a Lucy this week, and I hated to do this because I already have this in my collection, but I ended up finding it cheaper than the accessories alone. So I was doing a little bit of moving around as I have to move these elites around from time to time. And somewhere in transition, I lost Sergeant Slaughter, the Legends, early Legends Sergeant Slaughter. I lost his glasses, and I was so furious I could not find them. And I have a feeling they maybe got vacuumed up, unfortunately, by my wife. Not sure. Can't find him in the carpet. The carpet monster won again. So it was actually cheaper to get this figure like this than to buy a whole new, or just buy the glasses by himself. And it's weird how that works out sometimes. But I did get this Sergeant Slaughter. Now I got an extra Sarge, which I guess I'll use for customization or something like that. Or I'll sell it, try to get some money back. We'll see what ends up happening there. But I did get that this week. The last one for round one of weekly purchases is a table killer right here. But I did pick up a damaged version of this for like $45, something like that. I don't know anything about the video game, but I know a big cool figure when I see one. Look how big this is. Battletoads. Look how big this guy is. 18 inches, General Slaughter. Bring your daughter to the slaughter, and bring Sergeant Slaughter while you're there as well. But look how big this figure is. Does got a little bit of a crunch on the side here, damaged packaging. But man, oh man, I'll take it. A big, big monster figure this week in the weekly purchases. Absolutely a table killer, like I said, and I don't even know how we'll unbox that on the channel. We'll find a way. Stay tuned, I guess. But that's round number one of weekly purchases. Now we go to round number two. All right, we begin round number two. A lot of stuff. I don't know if we're going to have enough room. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But let's start with a big one. Get that as the base. I did pick this up as well. Damaged packaging, so a little bit cheaper. Alfred Pennyworth and another Batmobile. Living that Batman life with Todd McFarlane. And I should say, this is the Todd McFarlane segment of Weekly Purchases right here. And Todd, I can't see you, but if you guys watched Toy News yesterday, our old friend Todd came back to the couch yesterday, and the house too. Walked all the way back from New York Comic-Con, but he did find shoes, socks, and service over there. He did get his underwear and pants back on over here too, which was nice to see. I just sick to see those sitting on the floor here. But good to have Todd McFarlane here. You've patched things up. We're over the medieval Spawn controversy. So Todd, in tribute to you, dedicating this portion of the Weekly Purchases to you and some McFarlane Toys pickups this week. So we did get the Batmobile, Alfred Pennyworth, from, of course, Walmart Con, one of the greatest cons of all time. Let's be honest. Maybe. We'll see how it pans out. But so far, stuff coming through pretty quick. Lightning Lad. Oh, a lad that's quick as lightning. What's even better, two of them, of course, to display both heads. We're here for the Lightning Lad. I'm going to add that to the mix. And, of course, Walmart in store on my Minnesota trip. Came across old Superman Gold Label Walmart exclusive. Another Superman for the record books. And then once again, Walmart Con strikes again. A little bit of buyer's remorse on this one, we'll see. But we did get Jonah Hex and the General. We unboxed the first one on the channel. Now there's a Platinum Edition here. I don't know what to think about that one yet. I don't know. But I like the idea of having multiple horses. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned on the channel, of course, for that one. Then another Minnesota surprise. I went to a random Target. I want to say it was Shakopee Target. Shout out to the great people of Shakopee. Showed me just salt of the earth kindness while I was there. Sure they did. Sure they did. But I did get Green Lantern Alan Scott, and for whatever reason, I probably missed it or wasn't paying attention. This is the Platinum version of this one. A little different color scheme. And I saw that, and I said, you know what? I'm going to pick that one up. I got 25% off in the circle. I'm going to do it right there. That's what I did. But speaking of Green Lantern, sometimes you got to army build your Lantern team right here. The brand new DC Collector Series starting to hit stores right now. 1 Lantern, 2 Lantern, 3 Lantern, and of course, I don't have them in order here, but I'm going to fix that. I'm going to get them in order. We got the Chase Platinum Lantern, so I can build out my Lantern core right here. Different heads, got all the bodies. You need 1 of the Platinums, 3 of the regulars, and you're truly off to the races. So I got those through the door this week, but not done. Got the latest and greatest Batman, of course. Dark Knight Returns Batman with his lamppost there. Gonna light the way, of course. We know how that goes. Got the Platinum Edition of that one as well. Just got that through the door. We already unboxed the regular version, but now I got the Platinum version of the Huntress. So check out that review when the time comes over there on Kyle Peterson 2.0. Back to Minnesota for the Minnesota trip. Ended up finding this at Walmart. It is the Deathstroke Platinum Edition. And can't be outdone, also in the same store. Found myself a little Robin Platinum Edition. Both Platinums a little iffy. We'll see what's going on with those on the channel as well. And then last but not least from McFarlane this week, we're throwing it back. We're going old school. I found this one for $4 on eBay. Yes, $4. And it is the Poacher, an old favorite from the Total Chaos line back in the day. A big old elephant. I'm going to stick him with my Mythic Legions. Very fun. A lot of good memories with the McFarlane toy figures way back when. And who are we fooling, Todd? A lot of fun right now. We know how that goes. But that's it for round number 2. Are we going to have room for round number 3? Well, stay tuned and find out. All right, here we are. We're in the 3rd and final round of Weekly Purchases, and it's going to be tough. Will you see me by the end of Weekly Purchases? I guess stay tuned for that. But I did get this week through the door Masters of the Universe Unpunched Viper. Of course, still have to unbox this one on the channel, hopefully the next couple of weeks. Obviously, probably weeks earlier on Patreon. Viper through the door this week. Gonna stick him on the very top, of course. And now I'm trying to think, just display. Okay, we'll go this way. We'll go this way. It's living that Super 7 life this week. A lot of Super 7 stuff through the door. Very exciting stuff for me, though. Show No Mercy, Slayer, the Minotaur. We've learned you never fight a Minotaur. You never ride a Centaur. We know that. But we did get the repaint version here of Slayer. Shout out to the boys in Slayer, of course. But we're not done with Super 7. Major Blood through the door as well. So Major Blood Super 7 G.I. Joe Ultimate Edition. Big Bad exclusive. Storm Shadow version 2. I don't know if I'm going to like this one, but we'll see. Storm Shadow through the door this week. And then possibly the Figure of the Year. Figure of the Year in 2023. Could be the same in 2024. It is my boy. It's the man, the myth, the legend. The brand new Super 7 Ultimate Lemmy figure. Oh my gosh. Chef's kiss. Keep the Lemmy figures coming. Talked to Brian Flynn and Kyle, of course, over there at San Diego Comic-Con. I said, man, we got more Lemmys. We need more Lemmys. And they were in agreement. So I think there's more Lemmys to come. There's definitely one more to come in weekly purchases as well. Got my Mint on Card example. I think I have 1 or 2 more ordered as well. So more of these coming from a different retailer, of course. I want to get them first. I am excited for this Lemmy figure. But not to be outdone, another bass player. How about Cliff? Of course, Metallica Cliff with the second edition right here. Got that through the door as well. And then I guess going back to G.I. Joe a little bit, we already unboxed this on the channel, a little Night Force, Quarrel and Falcon. An amazing unboxing. If you haven't watched it yet, you better check it out. I triggered a lot of people with my Duke talk. You guys might have seen that one. Where am I going to put this? Oh my gosh, we're out of room. I triggered a lot of people with that Duke talk as usual. I just love people that get so worked up about it. It's just kind of funny to me. So there it is. But it's a good time on the channel. I like to joke around, but people take things awfully serious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But we're not done. How about a little wrestling? We already unboxed these on the channel. One of the greatest moments ever is when you're really searching for something and you come across it. That's what happened to me with the brand new Monday Night Wars line last week. Of course, you got 6. You got Razor Ramon. You got to have Razor Ramon, of course. The Ultimate Warrior. Oh, I was so happy to finally get that off there. Lita, of course, as well. Check out these unboxings on the channel right now. I also did get Kurt Hennig from Walmart.com. I needed a second one to display both looks, so I did get that. And then, unfortunately, usually I love to get the chase. We play Whoa Whoa Stop the Clock. Did we get the chase or no chase? This time, I'm rooting for the no chase. What do I get? DDP Chase. So I need the more denim, I guess the light blue pants. How about that? I'm still on the hunt for that. I got this Chase here, and of course it came beat up and torn. Man, oh man, I wanted the regular version, and I don't know. We might have to call Jesse Ventura and do a little conspiracy video because I see way more of the dark jeans than the light jeans. So I don't know what's going on with that. Do we got a John Cena translucent experience going on again? I don't know, but something's fishy, something smells funny. We'll get to the bottom of it eventually. And then last but certainly not least, through the door this week, the brand new Coliseum collection, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, Ricky the Dragon, the Steamboat. We know him, we love him. We want some more of them, as we do know there. And then finally, like I said, last but not least, we got Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12 Ultimate Edition, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, through the door this week as well. So there it is. A wild weekly purchases. A lot of stuff right here. And if you guys have seen weekly purchases the last month or so, there's a lot of stuff that's came through. And I just don't have time to get through it all at this point here. So we might have to slow some stuff down to get caught up because I love getting figures in, but I also like to open them and display them and do stuff, and I don't like to see things built up. So I might have to pump the brakes a little bit to get caught up, and we'll see what happens as we close the end of the year. Very busy time of year for a lot of people, myself included. But we'll get there. We always do, and who needs sleep? There's no rest for the wicked, like Hall of Famer Ozzy Osbourne once again. So there it is. That is the weekly purchases this week. What did you pick up? Anything special in the weekly purchases for you? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you, if you can believe it, over on Patreon, as I said. Best way to get early access to all these stuff. There's a lot of videos on there that have been there for months and even years that eventually will get to YouTube. I just don't know when. And a lot of this is going to join that pile, as you can imagine. So check out the Patreon if you want to support the channel. You want extra videos. You want all the glamour shots from all the videos. You want Q&As. You want all kinds of stuff. An off-the-rails Q&A with good friend of the channel, Jeff George. Only going to be able to find that one on Patreon, unfortunately. It's got to stay there, I think, is where it's going to be. But a lot going on over there every single day. I appreciate the support once again. ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. My book, The Complete Guide to Jakks Class Superstar Series, now available on Kindle. Check it out over there. And, of course, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Sir Paul64 is where you're going to find me on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. And you know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling, headed to a toy show and another day off. Until next week, I'll see you guys all real soon.